I know I've seen it. I know I've seen the movie.
And then they remade it a few years ago.
They did. Why?
I don't know. George has a crush on Barbara Crampton. Who doesn't?
Who doesn't?
Honestly,
exactly.
Who doesn't?
Thank you.
It was like watching Napoleon Dynamite, only with murder.
Welcome.
Yay.
Welcome back to Gateway Film Center and Fry Club Live. So much fun going on. So much new tech. Got a lot of tech. I don't know if you've noticed, we've got a new podcast rig down here that I'm unusually excited about. And we've got some other new tech that we're having fun with.
And maybe a slave that I feel really bad.
That's right. It's like when you get back in the day when you had to just stand a certain way to get the rabbit ears to work.
That's right.
That's what you're doing right there. You got to stand there. Get that all night long. But yeah, we're talking about, as you can see from the screen, budding physicians, and they are not board certified.
And if you were here last month, you might say to yourself, I thought it was going to be involuntary surgeries. It almost was. And as I was putting together the list, I thought, this looks familiar. We've been doing this podcast for 13 years. We had done involuntary surgeries. And so I says to myself, I know, bad doctors. We've done bad doctors. So, and then I thought, menstruation. We've done menstruation. So we went with budding physicians. And it was actually kind of fun. It was a kind of a fun dive for me to go and find the people who aren't. They're more hobbyists than actual doctors. And I don't suggest that you see hobbyists if you have a physical ailment. That's just my own
But just wait till about a year from now, we'll be going, oh, wait, we did budding physicians.
I know.
And we'll have to come up with something else. But we're back here, Gateway Film Center in Columbus, Ohio, for Fright Club Live, and we are doing budding physicians. And first of all, before it gets too far ahead, we thank Ginger Nuts of Horror.
We love them so much. Ginger Nuts of Horror. A great website, a great follow on social, especially Blue Sky if you are a horror fan. And they run our horror reviews, movie reviews. They run Fright Club, and then they also do a lot of reviews of horror novels, and then a lot of other really fun features. So they're just they're a cool follow. You should look them up.
We appreciate that. And last month, of course, we were here talking about teenage vampires, and we showed My Heart Can't Beat Unless You Tell It To, which was very, if you were here, you remember, very quiet, very introspective, completely different than the one we're going to see tonight.
Oh my, could not be more different. Yeah,
you know, we kind of zig one month and zag the next.
Yes, we do.
But we got some comments. Thank you. We forgot one.
Yeah. Humanist vampire seeking consenting suicidal person. The longest title ever. And you're right. It's such a good movie. Yep. It's such a good movie. And it's definitely teenage vampires. And I should have thought of that one, George. You should have thought of that one.
That was a good one. That was definitely a good one. We just left it on purpose to test you. Yeah. Yeah, that was it.
That's what we were doing.
But it's budding physicians, and we've got a few honorable mentions, and these are fun.
Yeah. So Dr. Giggles was the first one that came to mind. I knew we weren't going to include it because I don't really care for that movie, but I think it's funny that I don't think he's a real dentist. Frankenhooker, again, more of a hobbyist.
Yeah.
I don't think he's board certified. The Island of Dr. Moreau.
Yeah.
I feel like maybe he was a PhD more than a medical doctor. That was my thinking on that. And then like the sort of bad Bela Lugosi ripoff, Murders in the Rue Morgue, where he is injecting people with ape blood. That's a fun one. That's a nutty film. If you haven't seen it, it's insane. Pre-Code. Love Pre-Code. And then also, almost made it until I realized what I had left off of here, Flatliners, which is just terrible.
Does Flatliners, that was 90, what year was that? I'm
like 99?
I'm thinking that wasn't Brat Pack. It was kind of
It was a little after, because it was Kiefer Sutherland, Julia Roberts. It was it had Kevin Bacon.
Yeah. So it's Brat Pack adjacent.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's when I see that. I know I've seen it. I know I've seen the movie.
And then they remade it a few years ago.
They did. Why?
I don't know.
Because they could, I guess. So Flatliners, that's a few honorable mentions there as we get into budding physicians. So anything else?
I don't think
before we jump in?
Yeah,
because
so we can let them go back to their job. Really anxious about it.
Let's just string this out as long as we can. All right, so we'll jump in at 2014. This is a brash and arrogant podcaster. What? Gets more than he bargained for when he travels to Canada to interview a mysterious recluse who has a rather disturbing fondness for walruses in Tusk.
So look out, you crazy Canucks! Wandering Wallace takes a raunchy road trip up to the Great White North.
How far is Bifrost from here?
It's about 2 hours from here.
It's about 2 hours away.
I hate American guys.
Why are you doing this? Are you really mourning your humanity? I don't understand. Who in the hell would want to be human?
I'm so scared. This guy wants to turn me into an animal or something. I don't want to die in Canada.
This is my favorite Kevin Smith movie.
It's good. It's fun. Because it goes in some crazy-ass places.
And Michael Parks is a genius.
Oh, man, he's so great.
He's so great in this movie.
And this was one that Kevin Smith wrote this part specifically for him and has said that if he didn't take it, the movie was not going to be made.
That's smart, because he's easily the best thing about the movie.
Oh, my God,
Although,
he's great.
I mean, it's a good movie. It's a clever idea, and I think that it's a nightmare. I mean, it's such the movie is such a nightmare, and you keep thinking, where are they going with this? And of course, Justin Long, he's really perfect as that sort of smarmy, mustachioed podcaster. Yeah. And it came from, of course, an actual Smodcast, one of Kevin Smith's podcasts, and he was making fun of this, advertisement of a lonely person who wanted somebody to come move into their house.
Yeah.
And people took him to task, like, well, what kind of a dick are you?
Not only that, but I think the original post said something about you have to be a fan of walruses, or it had something to do with walruses in the actual post. Yeah. And people made fun of it.
Yeah, it's rude. It's just a lonely old man. But then where they took it was so, a vengeful act upon the smarmy podcaster, which was just great. So a fun fact, this movie traumatized our son more than any other film he'd ever seen.
And that's why we're good parents. Also, another fun fact, part of the effects team on this...
Just imagine being our kid.
Part of the effects team on this film was David Greathouse, who did the blood effects for our movie, Obstacle Course.
That's right.
That's why we couldn't believe when he said yes, he'd work on our film. Like, what?
Yeah, I know.
He did?
What?
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's great. And this is the first film in Kevin Smith's Canada trilogy. And this is number one. Then Yoga Hosers comes next. And then Moose Jaw.
Did Moose Jaw ever come out?
It was supposed to last year.
I don't think
Moose Jaws, but still, I guess it counts as a trilogy. Mm. Maybe not. Maybe it's just a duo right now. We're waiting on the trilogy. But callbacks to the podcast, the Smodcast, the whole podcast world are all over this movie. And you're right. Justin Long is perfect as that so pompous, holier than thou, smarter than thou podcaster.
Yeah, and it's sad. It's a sad film.
Oh, my Lord.
It's so weird, but it's kind of tragic. And God, Michael Parks is genius. He's just a genius.
Yes. As always. And Tusk from 2014. And Kevin Smith has said, I don't know how much in jest, but he said that most of the budget was used to obtain the rights to the song by Fleetwood Mac. Which, that would probably cost you.
It would.
Oh, you're going to take it all?
Yeah.
Okay.
Damn it.
So that's Tusk from 2014. So moving up to number 4 from 1985. Oh, a favorite. After an odd new medical student arrives on campus, a dedicated local and his girlfriend become involved in bizarre experiments centering around the reanimation of dead tissue Reanimator.
Herbert West is at the top of his class in medical school. And he's just made a discovery that could wake up the dead.
Herbert West has effected reanimation in dead animal tissue. Herbert, you're insane! Now what happened? I had to kill him! He's dead?
Mr. West.
You'll never get credit for my discovery. Who's going to believe a talking head? Get a job in a sideshow.
It will scare you to pieces.
Reanimator a favorite, and it just bums me out because remember we were going to have a screening with Jeffrey Combs of Reanimator last year, and it didn't come to pass. We had him all set up to be on the podcast. In fact, we stood by the phone. Remember that?
Just in case he called anyway.
We stood by we had a standing interview time, and then the event got canceled. We thought, well, maybe he'll still call. So we stood there by the phone.
He didn't call.
With everything ready to record, and he didn't call. No. But still, we love the film.
We do love the film, and we love Herbert West, right? I mean, Herbert West is like your favorite almost doctor. He's studying to be a doctor. Not a very good doctor. And it's so funny because they're calling it H.P. Lovecraft, but it's very definitely not. Like there's not an H.P. Lovecraft story like this, and it doesn't even have like those sort of Lovecraft vibes that people who like are inspired by, which is fine with me. I love the way that the movie just gets weirder and weirder. I love that the main character, who's essentially the hero, is wildly villainous, is like a terrible person. And I just think that Jeffrey Combs' performance is just comic gold.
Oh, yeah, it is.
How seriously he takes everything, and that dumb face he's making the whole time. Oh my God, he's just brilliant. And also, the practical effects in this movie are also just a riot.
24 gallons of fake blood, according to official counts.
I absolutely guarantee that Excision passes that.
Well, at the time, it set a nice bar. Yeah, Jeffrey Combs is great. The deadpan lines, get yourself to a sideshow.
Oh, yeah. Oh my God.
Lines like that are just great. And of course, the whole reanimated head is fun.
Yeah.
And which I guess during the actual filming, because the David Gale, the actor with the head, had to just stay there for so long, Jeffrey Combs would help him smoke and just come up and like hold him. He was the designated smoker. You think you could get a PA or something for that job, but no, Jeffrey Combs. And another fun fact: the first man who is reanimated at the morgue is a guy named Peter Kent, and he was Arnold Schwarzenegger's stunt double on a bunch of films like The Terminator.
He is a big dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is. He's
big
a big
guy.
dude. It's like
bigger than Schwarzenegger,
yeah,
actually.
that's the thing. If you're going to pick a corpse to reanimate, you don't really know how they're going to behave. Maybe pick a little guy.
Yeah, this is
hindsight.
And another kind of callback or a connection to Schwarzenegger. The building used for the medical school is the same one for Cyberdyne headquarters in Terminator 2.
Wow.
That's the same building.
All right.
So some shit goes down.
That's right, man.
In that building.
A lot of Frankenstein-y kind of action in that building. I can't believe you haven't mentioned Barbara Crampton yet.
Well, I'm trying to... yeah. Feel free.
George has a crush on Barbara Crampton. Who doesn't?
Who doesn't?
Honestly,
Exactly.
Who doesn't?
Thank you.
Yeah, and she's quite special in this movie, and she's a good screamer. I mean, she has a lot of screaming to do, and I feel for her.
That is important, especially in this movie. This really launched the legend of Barbara Crampton, I think.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Yeah.
And it's never gone away. From 1985, Reanimator, Budding Doctors, Herbert West. That's number 4. Okay, number 3 is from 2012, and this is The Allure of Easy Money sends Mary Mason, a medical student, into the world of underground surgeries, which ends up leaving more marks on her than her so-called freakish clients in American Mary.
Want to be a doctor?
Surgeon. I'm changing specialties, Dr. Grant. Have you ever heard of body modification? Do you think I'm crazy?
We're gonna give up on the slides, I think. Technical difficulties. It's their first day with this new program, and so I can't really ask that poor person to kneel for the next half hour. So.
Say it with me. We'll fix it in post.
We'll fix it in post. But American Mary, first of all, the title is funny because it's a very Canadian film. Like, it's a wildly Canadian film, and it was originally supposed to be titled Bloody Mary, which is a much better title. But there were a lot of movies called Bloody Mary, and so they were pressured to call it American Mary, which, again, it doesn't say anything, nor does it make any sense. But it's a good movie, particularly for this, and also for involuntary surgeries. It's a great one for involuntary surgeries. And it's Catherine Isabelle from Ginger Snaps Ginger. And she's grown up, and she started med school, and she's struggling financially. And a terrible thing happens to her because of the doctors who are teaching at her university. And so she starts doing body modification. So she drops out of school and she starts doing body modification, which is the main plot of the film, and it's fascinating. And so these different people, they want horns, added to their heads, or they want just stuff done that shouldn't be done to their bodies. And it's a fascinating subplot, what they do with this. And then the main plot is, and they really spend very little time on this, she has kidnapped the doctor who raped her, and he's hanging on meat hooks by some tenderloins back here, and she just periodically visits and just takes some shit off. And it's like, it's not even the main part of the movie. It's just every so often, let's go see what Dr. Grant's up to today. It's vicious, and it's such a smart film. And Isabel is great, and the whole ensemble of these characters who've come in to get body modification are also great. Yeah, it's a bit of a gem, I think, that movie. Yeah, they wrote, Sosky sisters wrote it for Catherine Isabelle specifically. And if you watch it, you might notice that the clothing choices a lot of times match Audition. Oh, wow.
And that was very much on purpose.
She could be a budding physician.
Oh,
She
yeah.
seems like she's a hobbyist.
And she's gleeful about it, too. Yeah. The black surgical gloves, black apron, white dress shirt, and a large syringe.
Yeah.
Very much so.
Nice.
To call back to Audition. And I think it's cool, too. They use the song Ave Maria. It's played 3 times throughout the movie. And each time, it gets a little better. Like the first time is sort of an amateur. That's a hard song to sing, The first time is amateur, then it gets a little better. And this coincides with her skill as a budding physician, which is cool. And no visual effects or no CGI effects.
Yeah, that's impressive. This is an impressive film of practical effects. I did not realize that.
Very cool. Have we showed this?
We've not.
Hey, mark it down.
All right.
We'll come back to the same topic.
I was going to say, I don't know what it'll be movies that start with the letter A. Like,
let's do it. Number 3, American Mary from 2012. Number 2 is one we're going to see tonight. A disturbed, delusional high school student with aspirations of a career in medicine goes to extremes to earn the approval of her controlling mother. 2012's Excision.
Dear God, my little sister is slowly dying, and my mom, as I'm sure you know, is a total bitch.
Chew with your mouth closed.
I'm planning on having premarital sex. I'd accept full responsibility for all my actions. But let's face it, he gave me hormones. It's not my fault I was born with a chemical imbalance.
She's a menace.
Some of your behavior has been downright sociopathic. I'm turning my life around. I realize it's not all about me anymore.
Excision. How many people have seen it?
Get out of here. Get out of this city. Nobody.
I can't wait. I'm so happy.
Have we ever hit a zero?
Yeah, we have a couple times. The last horror movie I know nobody has seen. That's a really hard one to get, where the main guy looks a lot like John Taylor from Duran Duran. You remember that one? I don't know why I like it. Yeah, I'm so excited. It's so wrong-headed. We'll say no things. We'll say no things about it. But please come down and tell us what you think afterwards.
No things, yes. We'll talk about it after. Excision from 2012, that's number 2. All right, number 1 from 2016. A young, lonely woman is consumed by her deepest and darkest desires after tragedy strikes her quiet country life. Eyes of My Mother.
Is this your mother?
Yes.
What did she do?
She was a surgeon in Portugal. We used to do dissections together. I remember I was fascinated by how the inside of the body looked. She always hoped I would be a surgeon one day.
Favorite.
That's quite a synopsis, because that doesn't tell you. I mean, that does not prepare you for that movie at all.
Quiet country life.
Yeah, it really doesn't.
And a bathtub.
Yeah, that is. Yeah, we showed that. We showed that
Love
at
it.
Fright Club shortly after it came out.
Yeah.
As soon as we saw it, we're like, oh, we got to show that movie. It's gorgeous. It's
it is.
It's so slow and it's so hypnotic. The way the film just kind of unfolds before you, and it never changes that like pace. Even though what you're seeing is so horrifying, it's so disturbing, and yet so poetically paced and filmed, you can't get over it. As the film starts, it's a little girl, and her mother had been an eye surgeon in Peru, and now she lives out in the middle of the country in the United States, and so she helps her daughter practice becoming a surgeon by doing surgery on like a severed cow head. That was the trailer that we were going to see, is that the severed cow head surgery. So we have spared you that. And so then she's sitting out in her front yard when this guy just comes by. Hey, is anybody home right now? And you're like, oh, things are about to shift. The shifts in this movie are so expertly and unnervingly filmed. And all of the performances are absolutely amazing. At no point do you have any idea what's going to come next. You never could go, oh, yeah, this is clearly, this is the plot turn that's going to lead to that. Nope, no idea. It's so unique and so just magnificent and so sort of grueling. I love this movie.
Yeah, the power shifts, the violence shifts, but you're right. It looks fantastic the way it's shot.
Yeah.
And the way it goes. And like it said in that synopsis, there's a quiet country life out there, and it just gets invaded by this guy, and then he winds up in a world of hurt.
Yeah.
And a lot of...
Oh, a world of hurt. A world. Yeah, Dr. Grant had it easy.
Yeah.
This guy's got troubles. Yeah. Troubles.
But it's hypnotic.
Yeah.
And
Nicolas Pesce is the director, and he's kind of gone downhill since then. I think the last film he did was that reboot of The Ring.
Oh, God, that was awful.
It was awful.
Oh, I didn't know he did that.
Yeah.
That was terrible. This is not, though.
No, this is a
really,
great
really
movie.
good.
If you have not seen Eyes of My Mother and you're a fan of kind of disturbing horror that's really beautiful, you should watch it.
Yeah, it'll stick with you. For sure. Okay, that's number one. So we've got Excision coming up here in just a few minutes, and we just love it that nobody's seen it.
Yeah,
looking forward to your thoughts. And we've got big news for next month. We're going to change things up a little bit, but for a good reason.
Yes. So, and it's been a while now since we've had a premiere, but we're going to move Fright Club in May from Friday to Wednesday, our old Wednesday.
Was it? We were Wednesday.
We used to be Wednesdays for years. Wednesday, April 13th. And we're a little earlier, so the film is going to screen at 7 p.m. and the podcast will go on at 6:30 p.m. We have the Ohio premiere of the movie Obsession, and I was going to show you the trailer. It's exciting. It's a guy in his car, and he's made a wish and like a Curiosity Shop wish toy, and he really wants to take it back. And that's all that the trailer shows you. And it's done a lot of great things at festivals. I'm very excited to see it, and our podcast topic is I bought it at a Curiosity Shop, which is a lot of great movies.
Oh, I'm sorry, we did that 5 years ago.
We probably did.
We did not. That's a good one.
It is.
That is a good one.
Yeah, it's a good one.
And also, if you've been coming to these for a while, we've got a great piece of news today on our other podcast, The Screening Room, which drops every Friday, and we're always joined by Daniel Baldwin. Some of you may know, the Schlocketeer, and he knows all the studio news and what's coming out. And he told us a great sequel that is now in the works.
Yeah, maybe you remember Behind the Mask, The Rise of Leslie Vernon. We showed that here. One of just the most beloved Fright Club events ever. It's such a great movie. I've never known anybody who watched it who didn't love it. And they have been trying, that movie is at least 20 years old, and they've been trying to make a sequel since it came out. It's actually finally happening. They are for real making, and it's supposed to come out in 2027, the sequel to Behind the Mask.
And everybody's back.
Yeah, everybody. They got all,
so,
including Robert Englund. Even he's coming.
Yeah. So that was a
very exciting news.
Nice piece of news from Daniel. Thank you so much. So they're looking forward to that for next year. So a lot of good stuff coming, including this movie that we're going to watch here in just a couple of minutes. It is Excision. Enjoy.
Oh, wait. We have our surprise short.
Oh, that's right.
That's
we
right.
got a surprise short film to show. We were here just a few weeks ago. We invaded the torpedo room, and we filmed a...
It's really a pilot, what we filmed. I don't know if you guys are familiar with vertical dramas. They're made to be watched on your phone. They're vertical, they're narrow. And the platform is currently looking for horror. And we says to ourselves, yeah, we can do that. So we have a whole season scripted, and we shot the first 3 episodes, which are a minute long each. That's how these episodes work out. So, and it's called We Never Close. It's set in a bar. Bar is actually hell. It's a country bar, obviously.
Spoilers,
And so this is the trailer. We're going to start with the trailer for We Never Close.
Yeah, so it's meant to just hopefully attract people that will give us money
to make series.
All of them. And make the vertical dramas. So that's what it. Yeah, I know. And it was great that they let us come in and invade the bar and take it over and get it all filmed. But I think it turned out pretty well.
I think so.
Yeah. So that's what you'll see first. And then we'll go right into Excision, and we'll talk about them all after. So
please come down after. I am dying to hear what you think of Excision.
Yeah. So thanks, and enjoy. Yeah, that gets the Vernell seal of approval, I think. Early and often. That's a treat. I like the applause at the end there, huh? Fun. Very black, dark humor. Fun, very funny in a lot of spots.
I think that having John Waters in the film was kind of a tip of the hat, because it seems to me that it was very much inspired by John Waters and that kind of filmmaking.
Well, and Tracy Lords has been in his films.
Yeah. And actually, you know what? Tracy Lords is really good in this movie as the mom. I thought that she did a really good job. I'm intrigued to hear what people have to say.
Intrigued, yes. And a big tip of the hat to Anna Lynn McCord.
Yeah, she was
Pauline.
She was pretty great as Pauline. She was very
really
believable.
was.
There are a lot of times when you watch movies where you've got like the sort of outcast, sort of nerdy high school student. You're like, I don't think so. I see a makeover coming with her. You're like, no. Yeah, she's there's something seriously
wrong with her. No Princess Diaries.
No.
I just have to say that the mother really lords it over her family. Boo. I've been saving that up all movie. I noticed that whenever she was in her dream sequences, her complexion was flawless. But whenever she was just being herself, she was not quite so complexly perfect.
Yeah.
And the mole moved around. The piercing.
Yeah, the piercing moved
sort of
around.
Disappeared.
Moved
around.
Yeah, that was weird.
I think what I really like the most is the casting. Is that they cast these people that are known for comedy, people like Roger Bart, obviously John Waters, Ray Wise, in there. That I found myself confused through most of the movies. It was definitely upsetting, and there was unsettling. And I was like, but I was along for the ride. And I was like, I really kind of enjoy these characters. Even the lead Annalise's character itself. So then when you get to the very end of the movie, and it's such an upsetting last scene, you're just kind of thrown a little bit for a loop. I just felt like I was rubbing my forehead, and with angst and anxiety through it. And I was like, bravo, Hope, bravo.
Thank you. I wasn't sure how well it would go over, because it is really true. When they get to the end, it's quite tragic.
Yeah,
really, and it doesn't lead you to believe it's going to be tragic at the end.
Yeah, I had a lot of fun watching this. I was really impressed with the effects that they use, particularly the surgery scenes, the scenes involving a lot of blood. I was really impressed with how they were able to do that.
And I thought Ray Wise was funny.
He was really just laughing, just looking at the picture of W, what? What should I do, W?
Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah, it was just really funny throughout.
Yeah, I think the casting, having John Waters and Malcolm McDowell doing this over the top part, made it feel funny. Because to me, I'm watching this and I'm thinking this movie is actually just the whole thing throughout the whole movie. I'm feeling tragic. But it's those actors made it have the humor,
right?
Because I didn't I'm watching this and I'm feeling just absolute pity for this girl, and with the family situation she's in, and the school. I mean, I can see where people would walk away feeling like this over-the-top humor to it, but it's also like, yeah, this is actually really fucked up and tragic.
Right. And that she knows that there is something wrong with her. And her parents do too, but they're sending her to the church, like, oh, we're not going to break the bank for a real psychologist, so go talk to the pastor.
Yeah.
But then you're right. I mean, for then the pastor to be John Waters, that's hilarious. Like, that's the most perfect casting ever.
Yeah. And it's always fun, for those of us who have survived high school to go back and see somebody just give it to the queen bees and, the cool kids like that, just because they're so self-assured of who they are and just walks through the world like that and knows that they're the outcast and just going to embrace it.
Yeah.
That's always fun to watch.
Well, I just wanted to start out by saying that medical horror is one of my favorite subgenres. So this evening has been a true delight.
Yay.
And this movie has been on my list for many, many years now.
Yay!
Secondly, I didn't expect the main character to be as likable as she ended up being, because with how awkward and uncomfortable she is, there's still that silver lining of you're rooting for her until the end.
Yeah, and she does have. Even though she says to God the one time that, even though you can't tell it, I do love my sister, she actually has quite a sweet relationship with her sister throughout. Which, again, is one of the reasons that I think that the ending has such a punch to it.
And the dad.
The dad.
He's constantly weird and funny,
Yeah.
but sad.
Yeah.
He's an interesting character.
For the most part, I love this.
Oh, good.
For the record, I am monogamous, and I'm not going to cheat on anybody. So if you want to come down and talk to me. But it was like watching Napoleon Dynamite, only with murder.
I love that.
That's great.
That should be on the poster.
It should be on the poster. Yeah, it definitely does have a Napoleon Dynamite vibe for sure. Yeah, plus menstruation, a lot of that. Yeah,
That too.
I've got nothing to add to that.
How can you go wrong? Well, I'm glad that went over.
With everybody except for Nell, but we apologize for Nell. Oh, good.
She said she liked it. Yes.
Yay.
And the fact that nobody had seen it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that. Well, because you had said you've been trying to get it for like 4 years.
Yeah, it was a hard film to get. We were talking about it in the happy hour, is that during lockdown, the COVID lockdown, a lot of minor distributors just went out of business. And then for several years, there was no way to get the films that they used to represent. You just couldn't get them. So prior to lockdown, maybe once a year, we would find that one of the films that we had hoped to program, they couldn't really get. After lockdown, it was like 40% of the movies, because we do, as you probably know, we tend toward the obscure films. So, so it took us, I've been trying to get this movie for 4 or 5 years, and we finally did get it. And nobody had seen it, which is exciting.
Yay.
And there's no way you were prepared for it, I'm going to assume. So thanks for sticking it out.
And if anybody is a fan enough to come down and want one of these, Richard brought some posters or some printouts of various posters that we have here on the table.
There is some cool poster art for this movie.
Yeah, definitely. All right, well, good deal.
Yeah.
So we're looking ahead. We already said that we're changing it up next month.
That's right.
Because we're going to have a premiere, which we haven't had for a while.
Yeah, we've had something. We did The Dead Don't Die.
Right.
That was one.
Yep.
I can't remember some of the others, but that was one. That was a fun one.
Yeah, that was good. And this is Obsession.
Yeah.
So it's going to be, what was the date again? I'm sorry. Wednesday. It was a Wednesday.
It's Wednesday, I think the 13th. May 13th.
May the 13th, yeah.
And it's going to be 6:30 is the podcast. 7 o'clock is Obsession. We're going to talk about, I bought it in a curiosity shop.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm already excited about this list, so.
That'll be fun.
It will be fun.
Good. So hope you can make it then. And this was great. Thank you so much. Look, and we'll have it all edited and fixed in post here pretty soon.
Yeah, we apologize.
Get it up in a couple days, yeah.
Yeah.
They've got some new tech. Our tech, thankfully, worked a little better.
Yeah, it did.
But they'll get theirs sorted out for next time. I'm sure we'll be in the big room for the premiere.
That's true.
Because there'll be information on the sites about getting tickets and everything.
Yeah.
Because Cicely's going to handle this and get a lot of passes out and everything. So it should be fun.
Should be
good stuff.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you can catch this very soon on all the socials and the podcast platforms. MadWolf.com, MadWolf Columbus, of course, the Fright Club podcast group. A lot of ways to keep in touch, so appreciate it as always. And until next time, she is Hope Madden.
He's George Wolf.
And this is the Fright Club podcast.
That's a good one.